So it's day 171.
171.
This is Greece.
I swear it's Greece. Not the Swiss Alps.
Where we're supposed to be heading up to Meteora Monasteries. Is that what they're called?
Yes. Meteora, yes.
We've ended up in the Swiss Alps, apparently.
Somehow. We went through a tunnel and ended up here.
It was literally like, it was bright, as we were dressed, it was a little bit chilly, it was quite windy, but glorious sunshine. We literally went through a tunnel and there was snow. Not quite like this, but
building up, just
there was snow.
Of it.
We've already had to turn around from one road because it's shut.
Yeah.
Well, it's not shut. Like kind of like how they do it. Like there's barriers down, but there's room for you to get round the outside.
And people clearly have.
People clearly have. And there's signs saying carry on at your own risk.
Yeah.
So we don't want to take that risk.
No.
So we've came another way. We have snow chains.
We do.
So if the absolute worst comes to worst, we have it. But the roads are fairly clear.
They are. They have been ploughed. There's little sections where clearly either there's been a little mini avalanche, maybe. Who knows?
And this is your first time driving in the snow?
This is my first time driving in the snow. And
So it's all good.
Do it with all of my worldly possessions.
Over a mountain?
Over a mountain in Greece.
We are heading downhill now.
We are. Which is a little bit more concerning for me, if I'm honest.
Yeah, because it affects your brakes.
Yeah.
But you need to keep it this slow pace, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Well, at least we die on a mountain, we won't get killed by the coronavirus.
There's that.
There's that.
Made it!
So we made it to the monasteries of Meteora?
Yes.
Even if there weren't monasteries here. Look at the
Fantastic.
The rock formations, they're amazing.
They're a little bit more staggered and column-like just behind there.
What was it you were saying about these?
The monasteries?
Yes.
I believe they were built in the 11th century when the Turks were trying to invade Greece. So the monks basically came up here and they were like, well, they're not going to get up this far. So. But think about it, each of the monasteries, it's in quite a...
Precarious.
Yes, but safe.
Easily defensible.
That's the word,
Yes.
yeah.
We can't get in any of the monasteries because of coronavirus restrictions, or museums.
Or cafes, bars, restaurants.
We wanted to go to a restaurant tonight.
Yeah.
We drove past so many. We said, oh, the next cafe we'll stop and have some. Oh, this one looks shut. Oh, they're all shut.
Maybe it's just because it's Monday. A lot of places are closed in Europe on a Monday.
Well, and they have siestas as well, and it was that sort of time there, but no. Campsites still appear to be open though. So we're hoping that the gates are open.
Oh, okay.
Because the deal with Greece is it's no closer than 2 meters to people.
Yes. So supermarkets have been told that they need to restrict the number of people coming in at a time, and the rule that's been said is that it's 1 person per 10 square meters of shop floor, and even when inside, customers have to be 2 meters apart.
So this whole coronavirus thing has brought up the discussion of whether we should maybe just go home.
I'll tell you why. Our main purpose being out here was to explore the countries and the sites, the historical sites mainly, especially being in a place like Greece where all the historical sites are shut, all the archaeological sites are shut, the museums are shut, everything like that. It seems Whereas I can appreciate places like this. It's amazing, it's beautiful. Like nature-wise, yes, I'm quite happy to do that. But it seems almost a waste to not do all the historical.
Yes. Well, I was looking forward to going to Delphi. On the way to Athens,
Yeah.
but that will be shut. All the museums in Athens are shut. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll save a lot of money,
Yeah.
but we go to Athens and do no historical things.
No. This trip, as amazing as it is, it's still quite a once-in-a-lifetime thing for us. I don't think we're going to do anything of this scale again. We might come back to a few places,
Yeah.
but not like this necessarily. So it seems a shame to miss out on all that stuff.
But then on the flip side, say we wanted to go home.
Well, we can't.
We can't at the moment. What was it? We could probably get... Greece is closed. The only way out of Greece really is...
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. So that's the long way round already to get home. And then Germany's closed off all its eastern borders.
Yep.
So we can't get into Germany, which we need to get home. Another option is maybe we'll get a ferry from Poland to Sweden or something, and then to Netherlands.
Yep.
Then Scandinavia are closing their borders.
Poland's basically closed all its borders as well.
Poland's closed
So
its borders.
we're kind of stuck in Eastern Europe, really. We could head out further east, but we've got to go through Iran or Russia to get there. But I think Russia's being iffy about Ukraine and all of that as well. And Iran is Iran. It's unsafe at the best of times, and at the moment when people are just licking shrines.
But anyway, let's just try and enjoy
Meteora.
what it is. Yeah. Day 172.
172.
We are in
Kastraki.
Kastraki. I knew there was a key in it. They're putting more restrictions on things. Apparently most shops, I don't think supermarkets are affected, but little food shops and things now can only be open between 8 AM and 3 PM. Did go to a Lidl this morning, and it was fine, went in, no problems.
No.
Shelves are fully stocked. Everyone's just sort of getting on with it. Come here to camp just for the day, use the facilities, and then I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, we'll see what happens.
So we can't leave the country. There's a Geordie, the big behemoth thing over there, and he reckons that he's hearing words at some campsites. Look, if you're a tourist on a campsite in Greece, in some parts of Greece,
Yeah.
they will not let you leave. Whether that means you get set out for free,
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know if you'd rather be stuck in a campsite or stuck out of a campsite.
Yeah.
Because we can survive without campsites other than draining Blackwater, draining the toilets. Which in Greece, really, there are only campsites to let you do that. petrol stations are still open, so we can still get diesel, we can still get LPG. We have hooked up to the electric here because it's included in the price, but we don't need it. We haven't had an electric hookup for months now.
Yeah.
Supermarkets, pharmacies, banks, none of these places will close. They just have reduced hours. But we can't get home. We're pretty much giving up on leaving Greece for the time being.
Yeah, for at least the next few weeks.
Yeah. We're just hoping they don't restrict movement.
Yeah.
But then if we were out in the sticks and then they did restrict movement, where are they going to restrict us to? Maybe they just send us to the nearest campsite, who knows?
Maybe, but if the campsites are closing and they're not taking any people in,
Yeah.
the ones who are there have to stay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit confusing, but it's fine, we'll figure it out.
I mean, if we did get stuck here...
It's not the most unpleasant place.
It's not the most unpleasant place. There's the Meteor Mountains, are they? Whatever they are.
I don't know, rocks. I'm just going to call them rocks.
Big rock pillar things up here. If we go over here... somewhere. Well, there's mountains over there. Let's take my word for it. We've got our motorcycle sock things,
Yes.
which protect my head and from the coronavirus. And it's got a skull on it, so it's badass.
Okay.
Cool. Or
Take his word for it.
a neckerchief. When someone starts coughing, it's like, ah, what's up? Let's go.
Is that the reaction? Ah!
We're okay for now. Playing it by ear. What's the date today? CAE 17th today?
Yes.
17th today.
I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. It's more of a just, okay, cool. So we can't see stuff, but
We can still go to places.
we can still go to places. We still have access to all the basic necessities.
Yeah. Did find out last night, the flights I had booked for the end of the month from Athens to Manchester and from Manchester back to Athens have both been cancelled. My big worry was getting back to the UK and not being able to get back out here. That's not a concern now. But now the other thing is our travel insurance expires the end of this month, which we may have to be back in the UK to take out again. I'm not sure, because I was going to do that when I went back, but now I'm not going back. But we physically can't get back to do that. Good job we haven't got to worry about the MOT till September.
Yeah, I know.
But even then, what can we?
Exactly.
We had a look.
Government.
As of today, I mean, it could all change tomorrow. As of today, we reckon we could get about as far as Poland.
I don't think we could get into Poland. I
No?
think we could get to the border of Poland, but we couldn't get into Poland.
Oh, okay, so there you go, can't even get to Poland. There's no more pierogies. We could have gone live on pierogies.
Do you think we could do that? Just go to the border and be like, we won't come in, just send us pierogi,
Just
please.
throw pierogi. We'll load up on Slovakia.
Souvlaki.
I'm learning.
You are. I will say though, my food hype is
Yes.
100%.
So what we had pierogi.
Yep.
Borscht.
Yep.
Was that your thing? Borscht. Souvlaki.
Souvlaki. Frites in
Frites in Belgium. That coffee in Italy.
Yes.
What was that?
Latte macchiato.
Latte macchiato. We had some nice coffee this morning. That's the other
Very
thing.
nice
like
coffee.
restaurants and bars and things are closed.
But if the place in any way, shape or form does deliveries or takeaways, they're still open.
Yeah.
The amount of people getting coffee delivered this morning was insane.
We may not be able to find a nice terrace restaurant with sea views, but we can get a takeaway, go to the beach and light a candle in the window or something.
Sure.
We'll make do. So yeah, let's see what happens with any more developments.
Yes.
So, still day 172.
172.
We've just been informed via a German lady, I believe,
Yes.
who's been speaking to the campground owner. As of tomorrow, campsites in Greece are closed. We're kind of relying on them staying open.
To be able to make it through. Or however long we're here.
Yeah, and it turns out that legally wild camping is illegal in Greece. And they're closing all the campsites. Legally, what do we do?
There's like 100. Sorry, not 100? That's way too much. 10 motorhomes and campers in this campsite alone. how many others are there?
Well,
We saw quite a few whilst we were camped at that lake.
Yep.
Things like that. So what are they going to do with so many people? Where are they going to put them all?
So she's just said her and the Geordie couple here, and maybe some others, I don't know. So at 10 a.m. they're all driving up to park outside the police station.
Yeah.
To just be, well, where are we supposed to go? What do we do? We can't go home. Can't even get out of the country.
No.
They've closed all the borders. So what are we supposed to do? We're stuck in Greece and they've closed the campsites. That seems That seems short-sighted.
A little bit.
It's the quiet season. We've got no one within 10 metres of us.
Yeah.
Stay here.
Yeah, it would make more sense to confine people to campgrounds and say that wild camping, like, you can't do it anyway. If there are people in vans and stuff like that, we'd like you to self-isolate, but go to a campground so that you have everything you need.
Yeah. We'll go and see the police with everybody else tomorrow, so then we can hear it for ourselves, what's happening. The next step after that, I suppose, is to get in touch with the British Embassy.
Yeah.
And just be like, look, what are we supposed to...
Like, what do we do?
What do we do? We can do nothing but break the law. There are still flights back to the UK. They're cancelling. Some of them are being cancelled. But everything we have is in this van.
Yeah.
We can't leave the van here. It's your only vehicle.
Yeah. It's my only home.
Your only home, yeah. It's...
This is everything. Give up your life, they said. Get a van, they said. Travel the world,
Travel
they
the
said.
world. Don't put yourself any stress.
They said.
Try to reduce stress.
Make sure you have everything planned before you go out, they said. So that you don't get stressed, they said.
And then we got robbed. And then we had a crash. And then we wanted a paint job and it ended up costing us over $1,500. And now this.
Now the world is ending.
Well, that's the thing. We got into Italy and it was just... Yeah, it's just these areas under quarantine. And everything else was fine. And then as we went south, they increased it. And
it's following us, that's
and then
it
it's like, well, we can't leave through the north of the country. So, okay, so we'll go to Greece. We got to Greece and, you closed the borders now. So now we're even further away from home.
We'll be fine.
We'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
That's all we can
Play
do.
it by ear.
We're not the only ones in this boat.
Exactly.
So that's a vuvuzela.
Unless that's somebody trying to blow their nose.